Do you consider yourself to have been dependent on drug, like abuse drugs at some point?
Yeah, there was a time I was really dependent because whenever I go out, maybe I go to school, I come back, I feel like I don't like our house isn't really, I can't call it a home.
Hi, I'm Nono.
Hello, I'm Ajoke. Welcome
Welcome
to
to
our
our YouTube
YouTube
channel.
channel.
Today we'll be talking about drug addiction, um, drug use, and drug abuse. Basically, drug abuse and drug addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is drug or substance addiction?
Substance addiction or drug addiction can simply be defined as the uncontrollable need to continually use drug despite the adverse effect it is having on the user, the friends and family, and also on the person's occupation.
Yeah,
Social and
personal, social, and occupational effects.
yes, thank you. That's more
Right.
concise.
Okay, before we go on, it's important that statistics helps give weight sort of to conversation.
Yes.
There was a study I saw in 2019 about it. There was a study carried out by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. I don't know. I think it's NBS. I'm not sure. I think it's NBS or
NBC.
It's NBS, Nigerian National Bureau of Statistics. In that research, they realized that about 14.3 million people, according to them, in quotes, around 14, that's 15, over the past year alone, nearly 15% of adult population in Nigeria, around 14.3 million people, were reported to use a considerable level of psychoactive drug substances. At that rate, it is way more higher than the global average, which is about 5.6% of adults. You know the crazy thing?
Mm-hmm.
I think there are more. What was the first time you got exposed to drugs?
I was exposed to drugs very early because I grew up in the Oud area of Lagos Island, Idumota to be precise. So I get to see all these agberos, touts, taking drugs, smoking different kind of Igbo and alcohol. And
When you say very early, what age?
as early as I grew up there practically.
Wow. Can you put an age to it, put a number to it?
Okay, a number to it would be when I became aware, maybe let me say 5 years.
Okay. So when did you start taking it? Did you abuse drugs? Do you consider yourself to abuse drugs at some point?
Yes, I did.
So when did you start abusing drugs?
I started taking drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes when I was 14. I had so many. I had these teenage turbulence, adolescence issues that I had so much to deal with, and there was nobody available to share those difficult times with. And growing up in an abusive environment makes it terrible to deal with because none of my dad wasn't approachable and my mom wasn't always available. So I learned from those agbero and I felt like, oh, I think those things that they take to should be helpful whenever I want to forget about my troubles, my worries and everything. So I was able to afford all those sachet of whiskey, dry gin. I think they cost about 13 naira and 2 for 15 naira back then. And you can get cigarettes as well as 10 naira then. So I just get to just lie wherever I had to buy from that my brother sent me. So
Do you consider yourself to have been dependent on drugs, like abuse drugs at some point?
yeah, there was a time I was really dependent because whenever I go out, maybe I go to school, I come back, I feel like I don't like our house isn't really, I can't call it a home. So I feel like it's not where I want to be, and I just want to take myself off that environment, that moment. So I come back to buy those drinks, just come and take it and get high. And you know, as young as that, it will have more effect. Like it will have more effect on you. Like the way it will affect your brain will be, how should I put it?
With more, the efficacy will be higher. Then.
Yes, the efficacy will be higher because your brain is not really that developed to take it. So it helps me forget those terrible situations I was in.
Do you consider yourself still addicted to drugs? Are you still?
I still take alcohol and
Do you consider yourself addicted to drugs?
okay, I don't consider myself addicted to drugs. I take it recreationally. So, do you know anybody personally that that abused drug issues?
No.
No.
Well, growing up, I didn't really what's the word? I didn't really pay cognizance to it. I've always been exposed to people like that. But I think the first time I started becoming really taking cognizance of people who use drugs and abuse drugs was in school. That's when I started seeing people who. And remember, we did some courses where they, drug and drug abuse and the rest.
Yeah,
Drug
they have
use
to
and
go
drug
and
abuse.
visit
Just by reading some of those notes, those textbooks, you see some of those. Yeah, exactly. Jacks up your awareness, and you see people's eyes, diluted eyelids, right?
That's when you start noticing people getting high.
It still hasn't gone off my head. Like when I see people, I can, we try not to assume you get, but now like almost everybody abuses drugs. So almost anybody abuses drugs. So by the time I look at people right now, I can see everything come, and for the fact that we had some real experiences, dealing with people who are dealing with addiction. In school I was observing people the way they talk. If I see you talk, if you're sluggish with your words, you're drawling, right?
Yeah.
When you drag your words and you talk one after the other, when you talk like you don't care about the word, when there are conversations we have and it's high. And the funny thing is, you don't even need professional, skills to know people who get high. You just have to be around and like I know the average person can come and tell you, this guy is high, this guy is high, this guy is high. So it was in school that I started becoming exposed to people who I started becoming aware of people who abuse drugs.
Okay. Have you ever been in the company of people who constantly use drugs, like your friends?
I think I've always avoided that situation. What's the word? I always want to have control over my environment, and so I don't. I try as much as possible not to be, in a situation where people abuse drugs. You get, because I know people can get influenced. Especially since I started smoking. So since I started smoking, I've been very careful. I never want to be around people who smoke, unless I want to.
You saying that you wouldn't take it, is there something that is like guiding your behavior, or maybe you are taking a substitute to that?
No, the only thing I did was, then I just didn't want to smoke. When there was a time I said no, smoking was not for me. But at some point I realized I came from a place where I was very judgmental. Okay, so when I saw people smoke, I basically just stated them like, you're killing yourself and all of that. But at some point, I started reading about cannabis and marijuana, and I just honestly just wanted to test it out. Okay, but before then, it came from a strong religious background. I didn't want to do anything with smoking, but the substitute for me was alcohol.
So when did you start taking drugs, alcohol?
Well, I still don't take drugs. I still didn't get into drug use, but I've taken tramadol like 4 or 5 times in my life. The first one,
Please, can I guess? Maybe they told you that when you use this drug, you only can make up.
No, that was not the first. I'll tell you.
Okay.
There are about 3-4 significant
Serious?
times that I used tramadol. The first one I just left secondary school like 2 years after secondary school. There was no, planning to get to school. I was playing football because I thought I wanted to play professionally. So my friends, we went to work at this Indian guy's company. They do cocoa. But as I was coming in, those guys just got around, just give it to me and say, guy,
You
take these drugs. If you don't take it, you go die here. So I took the drugs, and honestly, if I didn't take that drug, there was no way I could have worked there. There was no way hell I could have worked there. We just took the drugs, went and ate beans and yam. Started working. We worked from morning till about 4 I think. We carrying cocoa on our head, different styles. We take cocoa inside the truck, we pour it inside the machine. It was crazy. So that was like my first exposure to it, and I thought, it didn't register in my head. I was this thing I thought so clear. It actually helped me. But I didn't go back there because I was not ready to die. But it was crazy. The second one was with one of my friends. You would know them. Should I tell you?
okay.
So we were expecting girls over, and they was like, take these drugs, take up. Let's call her. Then we took it. The girl didn't come.
Yeah.
I nearly died. Like I was nauseous.
Yeah.
I wanted to vomit.
And your throat will feel dry.
Like I was tired. I was just
Are you not
falling
feeling
down.
dizzy? Like it would be as if you are sweating. Like you won't.
I couldn't explain. It was shitty. I'm like, don't ever give me this shit.
Man.
That was the second time. The third time, I just made a girlfriend in school, and we had our first sex session. It wasn't very good, and honestly, like before then, I haven't had sex in like almost a year.
Gee.
Yes,
What are you saying?
No, like I didn't have the food. I didn't have money. I didn't have my own place. So who was I? It was going to. The only option was to go to a prostitute place, and I didn't like that. So go to a motel. I didn't like going to a motel. I have nothing against what was it called? Sexual business. Sex business.
What if that woman, because you don't have the money and the motel, the one you could afford, doesn't look?
I just didn't like going to motels,
Okay.
honestly. Like I thought it was more than a year, maybe a year plus. Yeah, like a year plus. We had our first session, and it didn't make sense. I think in like 10 strokes, it was all over the place. It was like so minor.
You would have to ask why.
I swear, like I was so ashamed, but I had to make up for it. And so everybody. So I had a friend who was addicted to drugs, and I don't know, he was addicted. He abused drugs and all of that. So I just told him, man, guy, give me these drugs. I need drugs for stuff and stuff. So he gave me tramadol and Viagra.
Ooh.
So I took the both of them. So our next session was crazy. Like Hi guys, to enjoy the following parts of this video, please like and subscribe. We'll be posting them soon, and we hope you enjoy them. Thank you.